I have two-time Grammy award-winning drummer slash producer Eric Seats, and also along with him I have Alex Evans. And they have some new music out. They have a new album called Groove is Therapy. So let's just get right into it. Let's interview them, see what they got going on, and let's hear what they have to say. Hey Eric. Hey Alex, how are you?
Hello.
Well,
thank you both so much for joining me tonight. What an honor this is.
Thank you, Miss Ray. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
I know we were talking a little bit before we got started. How long have you guys known each other?
Alex.
We've been knowing each other for I'll say, and I don't want to sound like I don't know how to articulate, but yeah, almost the last 25 years.
Wow.
We started off just hanging, playing ball together because we were different crews, you know, as far as music, you know, and production and stuff. But our first gig together was in 2000. We go back and forth. He says Europe, I say St. Louis.
Wow.
But it was in 2000. I think it was in January 2000 in St. Louis was the first time we played together with Raecine Patterson. It was Raecine Patterson and no rehearsals. And from there, we were playing together on and off. And then for the last 15 years, we've been consistently with Miss Patti Labelle, and consistently we've been playing together. But in between the 25 to 15, you know, in between that time, we were on and off. So we've always had a rapport. We all had, you know, it was conducive of, yeah, it's a good fit, drum and bass.
Wow.
And that's what Ali is drum and bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say you've been playing together on and off for those years, was it just like different musicians or vocalists that you happen to be in the same?
Different artists. And then even I've been in lead positions as music director, and he's been in lead positions as music director. But it just works with me and him. It works with me and him as far as drum and bass. Yeah.
And I'll testify to this. A lot of times, you end up gravitating into the certain circumstance. So it's not like we tried to do anything, but what we eventually noticed is how long we've been playing together, and it behooves us to eventually be leaders in such a way of creating job opportunities for other musicians. Because me and him. We just play. We know how to play together, and so it has worked out, and it's formed into something that is going to further carry us into our next circumstance or destiny. And so there's no graduation in any scenario. So what's dope about this is that me and him didn't try to do anything. It just unfolded on us, and then we just decided to execute it eventually, because why know somebody for this long and not eventually graduate to the next level of creating jobs and opportunities for other up and coming musicians, as opposed to me and him looking for work. We're just going to create some from here on out.
And Miss Ray, I have to say this. Miss Ray. Steve says always for the last 20 years, hey man, when you gonna do your album? Okay. I mean, he unrelenting. He just, man, you should do an album, man. All right. Well, we're here and we did an album together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's important for us to further encourage each other. A lot of times we don't even see what we are capable of. And it takes someone else to tell you or compliment you sometimes to give you that gasoline that you need when you pull into that gas station, because we all need the gasoline to get to the next destination. And what I just chose to remind him, it's not a lesson. I just wanted to remind him of all of the, do you know what you're capable of doing? Do you know what you like? Do you know who you are? Do you know how? You know what? Here's what's beautiful, Ray. When I heard his playing before I met him, a lot of time that works out better because the admiration is there already. And I'm like, wait,
Wow.
that was you on that record that I love? And
wow.
And when it unfolds on us innocently, because when it unfolded on Alex and I, it was innocent. Like he said, it was initially sports. We just playing ball in the court in Burbank.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Verdugo Recreational Center. Yeah.
We was at that
Wow.
Verdugo Recreational Center playing basketball. And we never played bass and drums together, but when we hooked up, we Midwest. Both of us are Midwest guys. He's St. Louis and I'm Indianapolis. And so maybe that had a lot to do with it. Maybe it didn't. But eventually, a lot of times, you know what I like to see? The surprise on your face, Alex, when I start talking about stuff. And then you seeing the surprise on my face when we start reminding each other about certain things and certain dates. And a lot of times it's up to us to decipher or to make sure that we end up being a blessing to other people that aspire to be in positions that me and him are already in. Not that we came up with some kind of finish line, but we remember the aspiring musicians that we once were. Oh, it could get deep. It could get deep. But what y'all feel like talking about?
Right. I ask you this. That was one of my questions. Like, how you handle do people still come up to you guys like listen to my demo type of spiel going on? Do you still get that, or has like the music industry changed so much that people are just basically doing their own thing?
Well, I mean, it still happens, but we've known that we see that the industry has changed. You know, I look, you know, doing this project with Eric Seats, you know, I realize what a record company is in this day and time, in my opinion. Everybody has a laptop. Everybody has software. So everybody has a studio. So everybody can make an album. But you know what the record company does? It provides you a publicist. It provides you a entertainment law firm, a marketing firm, and maybe a talent agency. Guess what we've done independently in a pandemic? We've had to come up with funds to fund all those entities. And it's challenging. So it would be nice to have a record deal. But you know what? At least at the end of the day, we know what the upkeep of the book, you know, the money or, you know, the paperwork is. And, you know, most people would say, oh, y'all doing a crap. Y'all playing craps. Okay, we're taking a chance, investing. But I believe in our investment because our resume shows that maybe we can go into another phase of entertainment and being in the lead position as, you know, the principal.
Your names speak for themselves. That's what I was gonna say. You know, it's like your product speaks for itself. Your name speaks for itself. And then when I listened to it, I was like, oh my God, you know, you're following your own formula. Would you, matter of fact, that brings me to like another question. Was the sound of your album like organic, or did you guys know that, okay, if we put something together, it's gonna have like a jazz funk type of fusion feel?
I got this.
This is okay.
So Alex was mad at me for a week.
Why?
Because I have the gift of foresight. I would like to think. So, it started off another way. It was supposed to be a bunch of people doing stuff for another thing, and nobody showed up but me.
Me dreaming big. Sometimes I dream big.
Nobody showed up for y'all.
I'm not gonna be focused. A lot of times, you ever felt like you wanted more for other people than they wanted for themselves?
Hey, yes, Eric. Yes.
Moving right along. We're not, you know. Yes. A lot of times things don't happen for a reason, and so when I'm in the moment, and that's when it didn't happen for a reason, I was okay with it. But I knew his personality was not going to be with it, because his strategy and his purpose, he needs answers a lot of times. And I was like, he's going to be mad because such and such ain't showing up. but I know we can get this done. And so a lot of times I just bank on, I'm ambitious, and I'll just have all the faith that I need to know that I can execute excellent. And so what we ended up doing is creating a magic unknown. Me and him didn't try, but that's the best evidence. When you don't try to do something, and the organic outcome of you not having a formula or some
chemistry,
treatment, a lot of times the treatment is going to be redirected, because it's like, oh, that worked. Oh, we wanted that to happen, but and all we keep saying, me and Alex been talking every day, and we ain't never done this.
Never done. I've never talked to a guy for 8 months every day.
Unless it's business. And so
I just, even with that.
What was capable of happening is we've been learning from each other. And then the evidence and the graduations and all the opportunities of Ford accumulated with that young man and mine infused, that's just greater. Because we could do more together than we could do apart.
Whether it's 2 or 3 together in y'all know the scripture, in his name, there he will be in the midst. Yeah.
I felt like I knew that day would be important. And I said, hey, we considered not going to the session that I booked, but I was like, man, let's just go. You here, we're not doing nothing. Let's go. It behooves us to go if you're here. And then what happened is we recorded 9 songs in 4 hours.
Are you kidding me? What?
Just drum and bass. You have to understand.
Wow.
Okay, I maybe and Eric is right. I was a little perturbed, because I was like, who does? I'm 52 years old, and I've done my first album I did was when I was 10. So I know how to track. I know how to go into a studio. But man, it's gonna be me and you, drum and bass.
Right.
So it was just hit play and play, hit play and record, and then play. When you hear the 9 songs on our album, it's skeleton. I big ups to my boy. He put the body to the skeleton. We worked together, but he did his thing because he got hit songs. Rock the Boat, Where My Girls At. So yeah, I'm gonna give him his due. But on the post production tip, we both worked together, but we put the skeleton together, and then the body, all the increments, definitely, he did his work, and then after that, he interjected me, hey man, what you think? So it was we worked together, but everybody has their strong points, and so we have.
No, I was just going to say, because other people didn't show up, that was not opportunity, but that was meant. I think that was kind of meant to happen that way. You know what I'm saying?
I think it pulls something out of us.
Right.
Well, it pulled something out of me because he was like, I don't care about, let's just go and track. But it did pull something out of me. It did pull something out of me to like, wow, because when you spend the money at a studio and it's just drum and bass.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you're not playing games,
Right.
A lot of times we need to have the faith in in our gifts. We know what we're capable of doing, and I believe in him enough to know that we could execute the mission and post production greater later. And I felt like. The hardest thing to do in business is to initiate the thing. That's the hardest part. After you initiate it, now we believe in this.
Right.
Now he goes, it's so funny to hear his voice every day. Now that he has something to represent. And I was like, he's the one, he's like one of the best advocates we can have. When he believes in something, he's gone. It's political in him. But that's what you need. That's what.
So wild.
Ray.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I heard a good one.
See.
Oh my God. He ain't playing.
But you know,
Yeah, I had to get my face mask on.
it's cool to see
But
something
look,
that's cool
let
after
me
all
ask
these
you this.
years. Because I really
So
believe in this. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay.
you broke
Okay,
up
I
a
got it
little
on
bit.
now.
I
Okay.
wasn't sure. I think it's my internet or my end. It's a little bit funny. But
Okay.
what do both of you have a favorite track on the album? Do you
In
each
and
have
Out
a
is my
favorite track?
the first track.
I'm gonna say the first track is yours.
It's mine. Yeah.
What's yours?
Really, your favorite?
In and Out, out and about. Oh, y'all can't hear me. Okay. Out and
What's yours,
about.
Ray?
Yeah, I'm like looking at, I'm like, huh?
Okay. All right. All right. I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
I have to admit because like on
I
Eric's
wore
last
this
album,
everywhere.
on his last album, I couldn't even pick a favorite. It ended up on my Spotify's top 10 albums of
Wow.
the year that I listened to. So
Wow.
it looks like this album is about to be the same thing because as soon as I hear one song and I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. Then the next one comes on and I'm like, wait a minute. It really brings me back to like another place because it's like you can tell that you guys are musicians true to being a musician. You know what I'm saying? You're not trendy. It's like that jazzy, funky sound that you're not gonna just like find that anywhere. So I don't even know which one is my favorite track. I ain't gonna.
I'm glad that you don't have a favorite. I've got
Wow.
no word favorite.
Wow.
Because a lot of times it's like if we were talking culinary and you asked me what's your favorite dish to eat, I don't
Right,
want to have to choose between fish and chicken.
right.
That's fucked up. Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Can we curse on yourself? I'm sorry. I don't want to. I don't want to have to choose between fish and chicken. If I like both, why can't I? Why are you gonna? That's why I don't like the word genre.
Oh, right.
If I chose to name me and his album in a certain category or genre, you know,
It can't fit. It don't work.
even that it would limit
Right,
my.
it doesn't.
It would limit
Yeah.
my money. I don't want
Right.
R&B money. I don't want gospel money. I don't want pop
Right.
money. Give me all that money.
Right.
Why do you have to make a decision on what restaurant you're in when you're well-rounded? And the word is diversity. We're diverse musicians. We play jazz, we play funk. I've been in the LA Philharmonic. You're not gonna limit me. I feel like if I'm a musician and you call me for the job, I'll be able to play the part.
Right. Yeah.
Miss me with all that category and all that stuff because that's if we claim to be R&B, you know how broke we would be.
Right. Yep, that's true. It's true.
That's a silly mindset. That's a very minute mindset to have. In a category called art and entertainment, that's a big word. Production, that's a huge term. You don't want to limit that to what your peon mindset is capable of entertaining.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I felt when I was listening to it. I was like, okay, they are not limiting themselves. You could tell you're being true to like your love of music. That's what I really felt.
And we out here this next album.
So is there gonna be a number 2 or
Of course it's gonna always it has to be the sophomore. It always has to be the sophomore. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And we've already started on it.
We're 5 songs into volume 2.
Right.
And that'll be out in a minute. But the one thing that you'll know is that you'll be able to bank on us for being consistently providing the product that's tangible called music. And it will be well-rounded.
Exactly.
All we have to do
So let me ask you this. All you have to do is what, E?
I'll say all we need to do is record from here on out.
Yeah, that's all we do. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So let me ask you this because I could sit here and talk to you guys all night because I love music is my first love.
Wow.
Is there anything that you have not done in your career musically so far, or anybody that you haven't worked with so far that you would think, that might be interesting or fun to do? I mean, because you guys have worked with so many people. I think it's easier to name who you haven't worked with instead of trying to name who you have worked with.
Wow.
That's
So,
dope.
I mean,
That.
is there anything musically that you haven't tried yet?
There's always room for growth. And I know that in my mindset, at this point in my career, it would be dope when they approach us and we have the invitation, as opposed to trying to reach out to these certain people that we long to work with. I feel like what's going to come to us. We used to say things like paying dues, but we don't hear that anymore.
We don't hear that because we got the internet, so nobody pays them.
But me and this guy accumulated, and all the seniority, that's another term, seniority that we have, there's nothing else to prove. At this point, I'm not filling out an application, and I'm not going to let him do it.
Right. Yeah.
That sounds tough.
I mean, you've accomplished so much. Do you guys even like realize how much of like legends in the music industry that you are, or is it just something that you love that you just feel like you're just blessed to do every day?
There's no go ahead, Alex. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll be brief. When I started off, my main thing was quantity. How many big name artists I can play for in all my life. But then again, okay, been there, done that. But, and I thank God for, positioning me to, to make for that to happen, But yeah, I don't know when you say, do we realize what we done? I don't know. I guess it even Seats, he comes to me like, Alex, do you know what I know I think Seats knows my resume more than I do. He comes to me and say,
right.
You got some people over here that's trying to meet you, and I'm like,
wow,
I'm just, I'm a regular cat, I'm just trying to keep working. But so I understand the question, but not that, we don't think it's a big deal, or it's because it's a blessing. We're everybody wants to leave a great legacy. But to answer your question, I don't know. Yeah, I'm amazed. I'm amazed the appreciations, that we get when we see people, if we're together, just us, or we're with Patti, or we with other artists, and people come up to us and say, man, I've been following you. And I'm like, really?
Wow.
Wow. It's amazing. It's still amazing to answer your question. It's
right.
Maybe
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
And to God be the glory.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
Yeah.
I think there's never been a graduation.
Could you repeat that, E? What did you say?
I feel like me and him, it's a blessing to not be paying attention, to just be doing it naturally, to where you don't notice. That means you're not doing it for the wrong reasons. You just happen to be there. That's what I would like to remain in that position. It's not like you're trying to. If you happen to know about me, it's because I've just been diligent in doing what I've been doing since I was an impressionable kid. And don't abuse it when it does come.
Right. Let me just ask you this. The artists or the vocalists that are on the album, how were they blessed to be able to have a song on the album?
Go ahead, Seats.
We what I like to do is I gravitate to energy. And that's just fair, because those people, when I caught them, the guy that sung 3 songs on our album, he was only my Uber driver one day.
You're kidding me.
We were in the car for 15 minutes. But what me and him established, he started talking, we got on the conversation. I never initiate music conversations, but we got on the subject of music, and he started laying out all the different things that he did. And I'm like, well, you sound official.
Mm-hmm.
Then I chose to tell him a little bit about me. And then by the time he dropped me off, later on that night, he hit me back like, man, you didn't say that. And I hit him back like, you didn't say that.
Wow.
So that connection, it doesn't matter. I always, it's cool to just be in the moment. And so when we did book the studio, when Alex got here, I called that young man. I remember him in the Uber, and I was new to Philadelphia. And so I don't know a bunch of singers out here. I'm gonna just call that Uber driver dude. He's on he's in the video too. Corey Williams. Wow. Shout out to Corey Williams. And so and then Suzanne Christine was another young lady that I had met. I did a song on her record, and then I just invited her to do, something on ours, and stuff just unfolds. Some people on a record we've known for 10 years. Some people we know for 10 minutes.
Right. It's just a vibe thing, an energy
I feel
thing.
like I like being in the moment. Sometimes I can't depend on people I've known for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes that person I know for 10 minutes is gonna be the one that shows up with the most ambition, the most professionalism.
They're hungry for it.
And that's up to me to decipher who deserves to be a part of this. Because I knew it. I didn't know where we were going, but I kind of knew what I was willing to put into it. Exactly. And now it's just like this.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it again. Just put it up there so people can see. That's the color right there.
Yeah. Put it. Yeah, there you go. Turn it around.
There you go.
Again.
Turn it around. There you go.
That's it. Yeah. That groove is therapy. That's
I urge everyone to check this out.
Everybody in my neighborhood knows who we are.
Yeah. I encourage everyone to check this out. Go to l-e.biz.
Yes. She said it right.
Background story. Because if we tried to talk about you guys' history, we'll be here literally all night.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. But I mean, I got it on Spotify, but I'm gonna because it's different when you purchase it than when you get it on Spotify or something like that, right? I don't know how that goes, but
I don't know. I don't
know. But anyways, I've been listening to it. I love it. It's so original.
Thank you.
It's like soul moving. I don't even know how to describe it. All I know is that it's original and I love it. And then this is what I was gonna ask you. When you start talking, Eric, was that off the top of your head, or was that just some sad that you wanted to insert in there?
Everything is spontaneous with me, and I trust my gut.
Okay.
But a lot of times I regret trusting my gut, but I really feel about what I said on that. It needed to be said because I was just being in the moment.
Wow.
A lot of stuff I don't like to think too hard about because I don't want to overproduce it. And a lot of times we could get in our own way. So I just felt like being in the moment, and then whatever came out, I was just like, that's in my heart.
Yeah.
That's as instant as I can be. I don't want to have to edit too much,
Right. Yeah. I mean, all I know is I love it. I think it was on the what is it called? The Ghetto. I'm probably saying the name.
Ghetto.
Yeah.
This is so funny about Ghetto.
And then know, Miss Ray, know that every track when we were in the studio was one take, the first take.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Everything was the first take. Everything, all 9 songs, bass and drum and bass. Because I'm Alex Evans, Eric Seats right here. We drum and bass.
Wow.
We Ali, and we did. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: how many artists have you worked with before that was only one take?
I mean,
Not too many, right?
You're absolutely right. But one thing Eric Seats and I have established: you're a drummer. I don't tell you how to play drums. I'm a bass player. I don't tell you how to play bass.
Right.
That's what you feeling? I'm going to accommodate you. That's what you feeling? I'm going to accommodate you. And that's how we tracked that day in February of this year. And during the COVID-19, you know, and
so So you
And
guys
so,
stayed busy, even though you couldn't go on tour. You were busy doing project.
you know what? That's it. When I look back at it up until now, yeah, we did something. It was no money coming in,
Mm.
Right,
and we were paying out, and we
right,
got an album.
right.
That's
Exactly. I was just saying that regardless of what's going on now, you guys stayed busy. So it was always you were always productive.
A lot of times is when because we all have. What I love about us is we're all multitasking, and we have ideas and industries in our head, and what a perfect time
Hmm.
to execute them. And what
Right.
we do better is invest in yourself, as opposed to looking for
Hmm.
another entity to drop down this bulk of money to invest in you. I think you should just be
Right.
chipping away at it yourself. And so a lot of times,
Exactly.
we're not waiting for nobody to believe in us. When people buy your energy, not the other way around.
Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
doesn't
Hmm.
matter what the product is called. It's about the person behind the product. It could be a pair of earrings, or it could be an album or food.
Yeah.
But they're like, it's who's selling it. It's what they're buying because they ain't even tasted
Exactly.
it yet.
Exactly.
And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk in that faith. That's faith. That's faith. It's the substance of all things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So you won't be blessed until you practice it.
yeah, you got to put the works behind the faith.
That's true. That's true. Until you step into faith and then see everything else follow through.
You should
Well,
be.
I mean, I can literally,
Let's go.
right.
You got it.
I can literally sit here and talk to you guys all night. I'm not going to cut to you because the last live stream I did, my kids were like, "Mommy, it was good, but you talk too much. You know, you happy." I'm like,
No,
"But
just
working."
whatever was ever on your mind. Ask us.
So let me
That's why
ask
we're
you
here.
this before, yeah, before we start wrapping up, is there anything that you would say to maybe aspiring musicians, or anything that you look back on your career that you think about that you just want to say and tell people?
Go ahead, Alex.
You know what? Um, life sometimes can be trial and error. But what I would
Hmm.
encourage if you're getting into this game, just be mature and professional. And you
Hmm.
have to maybe read a book on maturity and professional, because that's for all areas of life. um
Right.
so that's what I would just say. Just be professional, and try to gain the maturity of what this particular situation is calling for. All of us mature at a different
Hmm.
times or whatever. So you can't be judgmental, but a lot of people don't give credence to, oh, okay, he's a kid and so he needs some time to mature. They'll go hire somebody else. So all I'm saying,
Right.
just if you're going to get into this game, then come with the principles that will sustain you, for long term.
Hmm.
Yeah.
My 2 cents would be loyal to what's
Okay.
loyal to
Cool.
you. I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead.
So Ray, my 2 cents would be
Yeah.
be loyal to what's loyal to you. You pay dues, but eventually graduate. So aspire to not only look for
Hmm.
jobs, but eventually you need to be responsible for creating the work that you once were looking for, meaning that you have graduated. Eventually, every day
Mm.
look the same in your
Hmm.
life. And then we have a
Hmm.
responsibility and because eventually we have children looking at us, I guess, a lot of times.
Hmm.
But and to you entrepreneurs, invest in yourself more than you expect somebody else to invest in you. Then you'll always
Thank you.
be okay. Don't buy a pair of shoes when you can make your own pair of shoes.
Right.
Let's figure it out. Quit being such a fanatic of other things and make sure that you become the very thing that you admire.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. Wow, you guys are something else. We gotta do this again sometime.
You let me compliment you. You are something else. You've been consistent in your platform. She has books out, publishing. I admire you. Your work ethic is consistent. You're entrepreneur. You're creative, and you're just all inclusive. And what I miss is the word barter. Everything, we don't need money all the time when we could barter. You bring a gift to the table, I bring a gift to the table. Now we can exchange and cross promote. We need each other.
Right.
A lot of times we can't afford things.
Yeah.
But if you bring a gift to the table, we can cross promote all day.
Right.
And Miss Ray,
I appreciate that coming from you, Eric.
You're very welcome, Ray.
And Miss Ray, I appreciate you, and I trust Eric because he's been knowing you. So, you know, your reputation precedes you. And so I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
So I really appreciate that coming from you guys. Yeah. I mean, you really, I'm really honored that you guys took out time to come, you know, talk to me, talk to everyone, you know, because trust me, I've met a lot of people. Some people I've met and known behind the scenes, and you know, and their personality or their attitude, I was like, you know what, I interview that person. They're not who I, you know, perceive them to be. So I'm like, I'm not alone. I'm not gonna eat. Trust me.
I totally understand. Totally Eric, get it.
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you guys have been through that, but so it's like refreshing to see someone who's so talented and so legendary, that is also obviously blessed, you know, with personality and a good heart. So it really, you know, I'm really honored.
So does Legendary, does that label work with us? I mean, Legendary, we.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm trying to earn it. We're trying to earn that. We're trying to earn it. We're trying to earn it.
If I had to write out everything you've done and people you work with, my hand will start hurting. So yeah.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I received that.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. But
to God be the
I'm
glory.
pushing everybody to get the album. Check out LE.biz, LE.biz, and go read the backstory on each one of you. Let's see that album again. Yep. And those pictures that you guys take, oh my God, the pictures are awesome. Every picture that I see you guys take, they're awesome.
iPhone 11 Pro Max. Okay.
Shout out to our team, Mr. Tim Yates.
Tim Yates,
Miss Freeman, and
Loretta Freeman of Merchant and Gold.
Merchant and Gold. There's so many people that have been helping us out. I have Corey Taylor. I don't want to start naming names, but it's important to have a great team behind you to, you know, further help us graduate. Right. We appreciate those entities and for all their investments and consistency into us.
Right.
Social distancing.
A network.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't on social distance on the album.
No.
Up and close and personal.
Oh.
Ali right there too. Ali all over the place.
Okay, so
Ali all over the place.
Last question: who came up with Ali? How did you decide to name that the group? Or was that
all
just
right?
like
Come on, C. Okay, I'll give the seats. All right, whatever.
It was the derivative of Alex and Eric. So Al, I always call him Al, and it's just he calls me E.
And I always call him E Seats. So you know,
Right.
Al, we didn't. We wanted it to be as natural as possible because that's just a reflection of that day unfolding on us. We weren't thinking of names or anything like that, but there was nothing else to call it but Ali because we were the only ones that.
And a lot of pictures that you see was taken before, just on a humbug. Right before we go on stage with Miss Patti, right before we go on the stage with Patti, or we just going through the airports, or we all the shots you see are just random. And that shot right there,
B Slade.
That's B Slade on my iPhone 11 Pro Max. I don't.
What? Okay. Wow, well, that random stuff works then.
That's
works.
what I'm about, that random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm serious. We gotta do this again sometime.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. And I know we're working with two. You're on the East Coast now, and I think you're on the West Coast, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm
So
transitioning, but I'm here in the West.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys have a very good evening. I appreciate you. I thank you.
Thank
And
you. Oh my God.
I'm matter of fact, I was listening to the album before I came on. I'm about to go finish listening to it again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a good evening.
And you have a better one.
We're gonna send you a hoodie, so send us your size.
Yeah, I'll wear it. Yep.
And we're gonna send you a social distancing mask also.
I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't want to.
We got you.
I'll have it on my chin. I'll put it on my chin.
Okay. All right. Well, if you do the hoodie, that's good enough.
Yeah, I'll do hoodie.
Okay.
Hoodie on and have that on, so it's gonna be Ellie everything.
Okay, that's right.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Alex. All right.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me, everybody. I'll see you next time. Check out al-e.biz, and then also subscribe to Wealthy Minds TV on YouTube. That's Wealthy Minds with a Z. Wealthy Minds TV on YouTube for more positive content, interesting content, informative content. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.